Hi everyone, you are with Sandeep Chabra at Kurli. Today we have a guest along with us. His name is Sourabh Kushwaha. He is a very close friend of mine. And the topic that we're going to discuss today is financial modeling. So I'm going to interview Sourabh on financial modeling. And we have Sourabh with us. Sourabh, can you hear us?
Hi Chandeep, I can hear you. Hi everybody.
Hi Saurabh, thank you so much for taking out time to be on Goodly. We just wanted to bother you in the night and take a small interview of yours about financial modeling.
So I'm perfectly okay, and financial modeling itself is as exciting for me as you. So I'll enjoy reading your blog on Goodly. I hope this one is off chat and people keep on visiting your website again and again.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for the kind wishes. Saurabh, just to let our readers know about Saurabh, so Saurabh and I met 4 years back in the industry. We have worked with the same companies before, and Saurabh currently works in the corporate finance team with the Future Group in India. And that's about Saurabh. Saurabh is pretty savvy with financial modeling. He's done a lot of modeling in his career. So, Saurabh, are you ready for some quick questions that I have for you?
Sure, Chandeep, we can go ahead.
Okay. Saurabh, can you just go ahead and tell me that what do you think a financial model is?
So for me, a financial modeling is something a representational model of a financial situation. In general cases, people generally understand financial modeling associated with some company, but it is far more beyond that. It could, be for a particular type of asset, a particular project, or per se, creating a scenario to find out how the investment is going to pan out. So financial modeling is more towards building more of financial scenario, which according to you would be representing the real life situations. So it may never be true, but it is something which is close to some financial situations, conditions that are going to happen, and you just want to measure it, have a calculations in front of you in order to provide you with decision making. So it's a decision making tool in short.
Okay. Thank you so much, Saurabh, on this. Can you also tell me or tell our viewers and listeners as to what projects, what financial modeling related projects, if I put it that way, are you working on currently?
So on currently, I'm working on a financial modeling project which involves feature group forward projections of various businesses. The purpose is of a public issue, which is there in the news. So here I create various scenarios in which how the business of Future Group, different divisions, different retail outlets would function, and then hence what is the outcome. Various scenarios built in, saying what happens if we reduce debt, what happens if bring more equity, what happens if our growth rate is so and so, and what happens if I go into a brand play or XYZ. So all these qualitative, quantitative aspects put together is being built. Currently, I'm working on this type of model.
So, in a typical day at your work, what is the composition of financial modeling in any typical day? So, how much time do you actually play around with Excel and do financial modeling stuff?
In my current role in corporate finance, there's a lot of Excel time involved. Okay. Financial modeling, though, I would say compared to my previous place, which was in investment banking, is a little less. I do a lot of presentation here. Okay. But let's say at present, 40%, 60% towards presentation, 40% towards Excel and financial modeling.
Okay. So you say 40% is the financial modeling and 60% goes in actually presenting that model in a presentation.
Correct. You're right.
Okay. So one question that I'd like to ask you is that which model would you say was the most challenging model of your life till date? What kind of a model was that? What was that?
So, I mean, sorry, I cannot name the organization.
Sure, I understand.
There was a back in my investment banking days.
Okay.
I was given a task to prepare a financial model for a concept
Okay.
for a young entrepreneur who was coming up with innovation into electronics world, and the product had not been ever seen in modern
Okay.
world. So we did not know actually how right from how it will function and all X Y Z. So right from gathering information about market, identifying its peer sets, even modeling as to even modeling revenue was very difficult. So we had to derive from other things which were correlated to these based on consumption patterns, or if someone buys X, then this is the product Y. Hence, these kind of customers would buy, and then coming down to revenue. And so most
So,
challenging ever has been for me is to model revenue
sure,
for young upcoming companies where
sure,
you're not sure,
sure.
e-commerce, or let's say some innovative companies, latent product which currently does not have need but are excellent enough and would create a future need. So you do
Mm-hmm.
not know who would be your customer, hence modeling is difficult.
Sure.
But the exercise went very excellently.
Oh.
So that was one of the challenge.
So, was the product new in the market, like a new concept in the market, unheard of, in the market, something
Not a
like
new
that?
concept in the market, unheard, but let's say a concept which kind of would revolutionize the entire electronic space, the switch industry, the lighting industry.
Okay.
So it was new in that sense.
Okay.
Uh, Traditionally, you would be knowing a couple of factors which would drive the revenue. But here, a lot of derivative factors were required because it involved industries as a customer, retail as a customer,
Sure.
household as a customer.
Sure.
So how to come to final revenue when nobody has saw the product? So you know,
So, yeah, I'm so sorry.
sorry.
Did I just cut you on that? Sorry.
No. That's. So I was just saying that identifying how who will be your customer to how it will flow into revenue is one of the challenges.
Okay, so Saurabh, if you were just to explain your naive to our naive readers who may not know about financial modeling or who are just beginning this journey of learning financial modeling, can you please tell us that how many sheets did you run into while making that model, or in how many rows did you run into while making that model? Excel rows.
While let's say it was a lengthy model, it became lengthy because there were so many variables that we put in.
Okay.
But I believe a model can be very simple and can be concluded in very few rows,
Sure.
as long as you stick to the basic principles that revenue is a function of cost and volume, and then how your volume comes and how your pricing is done. Rest all above sheets or below sheets are basically to prove what will be the pricing or what kind of volumes you would derive. So that was the main exercise. Though my model was small, but in order to prove that these volumes are doable or how this volume has come, I had lengthy sheets of historical numbers running and then saying these were the correlations and these were the trends, and hence the this would be the kind of volume and so much would be the conversion, and hence would be the number of customers, and then some backups on what would be the pricing based on certain similar products and what can be the most selling price, because price, I mean volume again is related
Sure.
to price.
Sure.
So building the economics did create a lengthy model, but the model remained in three basic sets.
Okay, got it.
One is the revenue projection, and the second was the cost projections. The third was the entire financial statement, three financial statements.
Sure.
And then there were some supplementary notes in order to supporting these financial statements, making them tally.
Sure. And how much time did you take on that model?
Oh, that model I took over a week time,
Okay.
mainly to understand the entire concept and put those into numbers. So
Sure.
the challenge also was to understand the innovator's mind, to understand what is there in the market, capture that all into black and white numbers that are there in model. So as I said when we started, it should be real life representation. It should not be an offbeat number The model hence captures how would real simulation work if this thing has happens in coming future.
Sure, sure. Okay, sort of just backtracking a little bit. Can you tell me your first, rendezvous with financial modeling, and how did it start? And did you start enjoying financial modeling as soon as you came to tryst with it, or did you take some time to digest it and be savvy with it, or how did it start for you?
So I was one of the lucky ones, let me say that way.
Okay.
Post my graduation, I joined a equity research company called Gridstone Research.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't survive the 2009 crisis
Mm-hmm.
because our most precious client Lehman fell, and then we were the
Yeah.
resultant of it. Anyways, though I was hired as a research associate, I got a chance to look at financial models quite often, and that kind of created curiosity into me in understanding how it is being built and what goes into it. Um, and then hence I tried myself to learn, and I was lucky enough that my superiors were supportive.
Sure.
They taught me,
Sure.
so I got a kick there,
Okay.
let's say, initial kick,
Uh-huh.
and I carried it. I did my MBA, and I got in touch with few great people uh, who actually taught me. I sat with them, and then I also Chandeep met you. You remember
Yeah,
4 years back.
yeah.
So that's how it's all about experimentation.
Certainly.
It's all about being more curious. More than going through a course, is about how curious are you to find various small things and details of making a good financial model, a simple financial model, which you are teaching by goodly, and there are others who are also trying to teach is to capture.
Sure.
So this is how my journey with financial modeling started.
So how long
I
has it been that you have traveled this journey and continued the skill and kept on increasing it day on day?
So every day, Chandeep, is a new learning for me. I mean, there is a lot of things that I do not know. I can never say that I'm a financial model savvy person, or I know everything. I learn every day from various places. From a colleague who's never worked on financial model also teaches me a lot. Uh,
Okay.
from a co-colleague who's sometimes discussing something else but leads me to think, can I do this? So one of new innovation things I started doing in financial modeling is making this amazing looking dashboards
Sure.
to supplement easy analysis. So I made a
Sure.
long financial model. I don't want my boss to look at it, spend hours understanding it. Rather, I'd ask him take a print of these first 3 pages, and that should be more than enough.
Sure.
And
Sure.
this is a page where you change a couple of scenario, retake a print, and that's scenario 2 for you.
Sure.
So that's something that I started learning.
That's so beautiful.
You're helping me a lot on that.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Saurabh, can you tell me, you've been pretty experienced with modeling. Your running experience, more than about 6-7 years now in modeling. Can you tell me what skills are important for being an excellent financial modeler?
Uh, First, sanity. Uh, you need a very, very straightforward thinking mind.
Sure.
Logic is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes critical, let's say, you have your financial understanding, you know finance, you understand finance. Post that, in order to do financial modeling, there are certain skills that is required, which starts with a good hands-on Excel,
Mm-hmm.
good hands-on crazy formulas, formatting, understanding various financial concepts and how to convert those into an Excel sheets is something that is important as I feel.
Okay. 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 And if you were to give, like a timeline to someone, that how long would you take to be sound with the financial modeling skills? How would that, how much that would be?
Um, let's say, depending on person to person, with a good effort being given,
Mm-hmm.
one can easily learn finance in a matter of 2-3 weeks. I think if he is determined enough.
Sure.
And one follows good blogs, good books. Uh, there are a lot of reading materials as well available.
Sure.
Uh, One thing that might take a little bit of time is, and that comes with perfection, is how well you use Excel
Sure.
to kind of execute the entire scenario into sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So there, that remains a little challenge, and I'm yet learning new formulas to make my model more comprehensive, shorter,
Mm-hmm.
formula more crisper,
Mhm.
easy to understand.
Sure.
So simple things like cell naming or range naming kind
Sure.
of reduces the model size, makes it much easier for the second party to understand, make sense out of it, and how it is flowing. But with dedication, I think 2 3 weeks is good enough for someone to actually start making his own model, first model,
Mm-hmm.
which tallies and which kind of conveys the message that he's trying to convey.
Sure. It you were saying that 2 or 3 weeks you need to spend in finance, and finance being a large domain. How can you kind of succinct it for someone new to financial modeling? What kind of finance are you talking about?
So, I'm talking about some of the basic principles about accountings. So there, one has to start is to be very clear as to what transactions have effect on various financial statements,
Okay.
such as profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and cash flow, and how these three statements are interlinked in order to make a sound financial model, a correct financial model, at least from the accounting perspective.
Okay.
Then he has to understand what are the implications of each of the transactions on revenue, on costs, on profits, hence on various elements of balance sheets like capital, or whether it's a current account, or how will this affect the cash flows, and that kind of ties the entire financial model. So the first step obviously is to have a very clear and sound conceptual knowledge on financial statements and basic accountings. Then one moves to various other corporate finance related elements, such as what is the impact of various situations on finance or investing decisions or financing decisions. And the last portion generally would come is about valuation.
Okay.
So, leaving valuation apart, valuation may generally not fall part of financial modeling as an exercise.
Mm-hmm.
It may stop at the time at just the projections of a particular company or an asset or an investment. Third would be if projections on a particular type of asset may require your understanding on those type of assets. Let's say a project, if we are making a financial model on a power project, you will need to understand how a particular power project financials look like, and how things flow, and what are the key elements that changes debt, equity, such components, to name a few.
Okay.
So I think those are a domain-specific understanding that would one require once one has a complete understanding of first step.
Okay, Saurabh, just wanted to clarify on one thing. You said that one of the things that may just take a bit of time for someone to learn is Excel based work in financial modeling. So you have a task in hand and you want to model that on Excel. So learning that tricks with Excel may just take you a while. Um, so when I recently wrote a blog on Goodly where I kind of categorized financial modeling in three main skills, which is your industry knowledge and your Excel knowledge, and then your accounting understanding. So where I wrote that as you move on with the industry, as you gain more and more experience in this domain, the Excel drastically takes a dip, because your seniors, as a senior guy, you would not be creating models yourself, but the industry knowledge kind of overtakes the other two skills drastically. So the industry knowledge, when you are a 10-year-old experienced guy in the investment banking industry, and so you'd not be doing the modeling yourself, you'll just be reviewing the models, and you need to have a supreme industry knowledge. So what is your take on this?
Very true. Yeah, very true. As you, uh, Chandeep, is my voice clear?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Please tell me.
Yeah, sure. I thought I just got disconnected once again. So, Chandeep, very true. Yeah, your blog actually speaks how the industry works. So, if one has to start its career into corporate finance or let's say investment banking, the first years would be more of a a hard Excel data mining kind of job where you require hard Excel skills. I'm assuming that you already have a good financial knowledge and background,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also build on to your financial acumen as you grow.
Sure.
You're working day in day out with a lot of numbers, you're crunching them, getting them into form, and for which you're using actually Excel,
Mm-hmm.
grids and cells and formulas. And as the works get more demanding, you have more data to process to come up to some outcome. You kind of require a higher Excel skills. Once you move a couple of years ahead into your experience, you're actually kind of spending a lot of time in conceptualizing and understanding, on a higher level, as you said, the industry understanding, and trying to the industry and the economic outcome into your model. And
Sure.
once you're at the top level, it's basically that you the experience itself from bottom up has got you very clear understanding about the sector, about the industry and the economy, that you're using your inputs, sorry, your experiences to give inputs to the financial model that your associates would be building for you.
Sure.
So yes, you, in a sense, you actually your blog summarize the entire journey of an associate in an investment banking setup, or let's say in a corporate finance setup as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was just trying to give my journey, so that came up, a little more accurate. But thanks
Yeah,
for backing it up, Saurabh. Saurabh, one more question, two more questions I have, to conclude this interview with you. First is that can you please tell all of us that what resources do you chew on every now and then, weekly blogs or resources or internet articles that you might be reading or books that you follow, that you read every now and then to enhance your skill on modeling?
sure. So Chandeep, I actually got introduced to Ashwath Damodaran back in 2008,
Okay.
and this was through my colleague. At the time, I was asking and pestering him, please do teach financial modeling, please do teach me financial modeling.
Hmm.
He said, go ahead and first read this book by Ashwath Damodaran on corporate finance. That kind of was a eye opener for me. Kind of opened the Pandora's box of financial about what else I can learn about finance, and subsequently moving on to financial modeling as an Excel. So let's say if you want me to name a couple of websites, I would definitely recommend reading Damodaran's blog, which is Musing with Market.
Okay.
Then visiting his website, which is at ashwatdamodaranonline.com,
Mm-hmm.
and he has his own class posted online for everyone for free. You don't need to pass some entrance exam and go to New York. You can just download it and look it, and that's how I learned.
Oh, that's amazing.
uh, I kind of follow obviously your site, Chandeep, very frequently,
Thank you.
because uh, your site has this aesthetic effect and the formulas which are very smarter. So earlier, I mean, it has made my models a little bit smarter, beautiful, intuitive.
Yeah.
I follow Chandu
Sure.
.org. Um, and a couple of books that I read, initially started reading was McKinsey on finance.
Okay.
This kind of gave me, the financial perspective and understanding while building a financial model.
Would that be McKinsey on valuation or McKinsey on finance?
McKinsey on finance.
Okay.
So there are two books.
Okay.
One is McKinsey on valuation and McKinsey, and the other one is McKinsey on finance,
Okay.
corporate finance. So I started with the first one and then moved on to McKinsey on valuation.
Okay.
I obviously read a lot for industry understanding and perspective from different brokerage houses. So I've got this habit of logging on to good brokerage houses website, reading their,
Sure.
downloading their reports on the industry that interests me.
Could you name a few?
There I get a Sorry.
I'm sorry, could you name a few that you often log on to?
I log on to India Buzz. I log on to India Infoline. I log on to Motilal Oswal. They've got some good piece of free research notes. I actually, if I have to understand a particular sector, I would log on to a couple of these brokerage houses and search for initiating coverages.
Sure.
So there I would understand what is the company in detail, what are its revenue sources, which market, customers, how they have model, how they have value, what multiples and XYZ and so on and so forth. And then build my knowledge based on my research, and then I would go and search about the company.
Sure.
So I also track deal curry, VC circle, but those are transactional oriented. But they kind of give me an understanding what is happening in the IB space, M&A space, fundraising space, new businesses, what are their business models. So these are some of the sites I can recollect top of my mind here.
Okay.
There are a couple of more. The entire universe is open. I mean, as I keep searching, I find new and I keep adding into my favorites.
Sure. Sort of just in case you happen to recall any more that you find you've missed and you would want to contribute here, you can just send me a quick email, and I'll for all of our readers who are listening to this interview, we'll post a post video resource on the blog along with this post where you have all the resources that me and Saurabh have talked about till now. Saurabh, last question. I'm not going to bug you too more because I know it's late and Geeta must be waiting for you. So just
I know she's also very happily listening to our conversation, our interview. And obviously, I think she'll have a lot of comments post interview.
Sure.
So
for our, I just want to kind of introduce Geeta as well. Geeta is Saurabh's wife, if I may call Saurabh's ex-girlfriend. So, if Geeta, if you're listening to me and Saurabh, I'd like to say a hi and welcome you to Goodly.
She says hi as well.
Okay. Saurabh, I'm just going to
Yes,
let you go. I'm just going to let you go to Geeta and just answer one last question for me. What suggestions do you have for someone who's venturing fresh into financial modeling, has got no experience prior, has just been hearing about financial modeling a lot and very curious about it? So what suggestions would you want to give him, a little more structured, so that he goes on his way to make a great career in financial modeling as a skill?
Right. So as a skill, there are a couple of things that he can do on himself. He won't require any help from third party. Is making his base very concrete on finance.
Sure.
That's up to him. A lot of reading, a lot of searching, and then a lot of book searching. On financial modeling, I personally do believe, and I have also gone through a personal training, is that one requires a training either through video or in person to actually understand the schematics of how or the technicalities of making a financial model into an Excel.
Sure.
And then hence he can keep on researching, keep on exploring, experimenting from various sources, gathering ideas of making his financial modeling skill even sharper.
Sure.
So that's how I would go about. And one thing I would always would like to say is that a good teacher, either through a website or through video or in person, is necessary for someone to actually get a hang of financial modeling.
Okay. Just to add to Saurabh's point, I'd like to add to all the readers that if you're planning to learn financial modeling, my recommendation is that you should first get to have a lot of industry knowledge first. Just don't jump into Excel, trying to work around with complicated formulas, because Excel is just a tool to make a financial model. Your financial acumen or financial knowledge or the industry knowledge counts far more than just that tool, the knowledge of that tool in isolation. So that is my recommendation.
Very true, Sandeep. I mean, that's one thing that I miss. But having industry understanding kind of is the initial connecting dots activity that you need to make. You'll have a very clear mind if you understand the industry before even touching the Excel, and then Excel would become, or let's say, Excel task of financial modeling will become really very simple.
Sure, sure. Okay, Saurabh, you're free from my side. Thank you so much for taking out time at this hour after your work so late in the night. But it's been a really real pleasure to have you with us at Goodly. And please do stay in touch and keep contributing at Goodly. And I wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you, Sandeep, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, sharing thoughts. I always remember my olden days of us discussing in length at late nights about various financial concepts. So I keep enjoying. I would love to be a part like these in and also contribute on your blog. Let's say as soon as I get some more time, I would also come up with some of my blog items for you.
Sure, sure, sure. I had that on my mind. I'm so soon going to open up a post for you, so you can also write for my blog.
Sure, Sandeep. Best of luck, man. I mean, this is such a great initiative, goodly.co.in, and I wish very best to you and your firm.
That,
May lot many gain as I have gained from you and your website.
thank you, thank you for being so kind, Saurabh. And good night and take care. Take care, Geeta, as
Good
well.
night. Good night, Sandeep.
Good night. Bye bye.